Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Lego modified 1967 Chevy C10. You can find more details about it by clicking on the link in the description. I will also tell you a few facts about the C10 and its build process throughout the video. First of all, the images were rendered in Blender using a tutorial made by Superbricks. This Chevy C10 also has a brick-built V8 engine under the hood, which has 325 horsepower stock in real life. However, since this model is modified for drag racing, its real counterpart would probably have 500 to 600 horsepower. It also has semi-slick tires on the rear wheels for more grip. I had to use some confusing techniques for the front end, but the rest of it is relatively easier to build. The model is really sturdy and does not use any illegal building techniques. It also has an opening tailgate which uses 2-hinge bricks. This model is mostly bases on the Hot Wheels 55th anniversary Chevy C10 in the Pearl and Chrome series. This particular build got 4th place in Adventure Hill 1's drag car competition, and I have entered it in Wild_Bluey's modified truck competition. Now let me tell you about the build process. I started with the front end and then I moved on to the doors, the interior, and finally the rear end. Funnily enough, the last thing I built was the engine, which is what you are building now. The model took a total of 2 days to design, put into Studio or Stud.io and render. I encountered many problems while rendering, but eventually I figured it out. The real 67 C10 had 6 V8 engine options, including 4 small and 2 big blocks. And hey, if you've been watching this far, consider dropping a sub. Now here are some facts about the real C10. Chevy created the C10 to fit the needs of all its customers, starting with the suspension that was upgraded to the independent front suspension and better riding shocks, which is why the company used the marketing slogan, "It rides more like a car." The pickup truck was first designed to be a workhorse, and even though trends were starting to shift in the 60s, people still wanted a tough truck that could put in a full day's work. But they also wanted more included with that truck. The first couple of years of advertising for the C10 showed this demand because the company still chose to focus on advertising that would catch the attention of farmers, oilfield workers, and construction workers. Once the truck caught on, the company started branching its advertising out to include how well the truck could play by towing campers and trailers. The C10 was advertised for work, then for play, and then as both all wrapped up into one truck. The C10 never came with 4-wheel drive capabilities. The C designation in the name means that it was a 2-wheel drive truck, while the K means that it was a 4-wheel drive. For reference purposes, the 10 after the letter C means that the truck is a half-ton, while C20 is a 3/4 ton, and the C30 is a 1-ton truck. Another trend that was crashing into the truck industry from the cars segment was power, torque, and speed. From 1960 until 1964, the Chevrolet C10 truck could only be bought with a 6-cylinder under the hood, except for the small 283 V8. However, 1965 brought on the V8 power and air conditioning as optional equipment. The inline 6-cylinder engine could be replaced with a 327 V8 that produced around 220 horsepower, giving the truck more power to work and play. The best part is that the occupants could stay cool while doing it. The 1967 Chevy C10 was the first of the second-generation truck. It leaned even more towards offering a work truck that could play while maximizing the comfort of all the occupants inside of it. The Action Line, as the marketing executives dubbed the pickup, came standard with an inline 6-cylinder to offer better fuel economy, independent front suspension, and coil spring rear suspension for comfort. The old work-style leaf springs could be ordered on the truck instead, but that was only if the owner was looking for work and towing without caring about the modern comforts that the new generation of Chevy trucks was offering. Take a good look around and point out every person seen listening to music as they go about their days. People love to listen to music, news, or talk shows as often as possible for as long as possible. This is especially true when traveling from point A to point B in a car or truck. That is why General Motors started including a radio as standard equipment in the C10 truck in 1971. It was a step forward in creating a pickup truck that could entertain and make people smile, even when they were throwing bales of hay onto the trailer being towed behind. Some of the most well-known trucks in the nation are the square body styles that still dominate truck shows. The third generation that began production in the 1973 model year was when the square bodies took shape and took over the truck industry. The 1973 Chevrolet C10 was a part of a lineup of pickups that had never been seen in any of the trucks produced by the Detroit carmakers. Even to this day, it is a truck that is sought after by collectors, builders, and classic restoration specialists around the world. The trucks of today that have a diesel engine under the hood are just as common as mid-size trucks with a V8. Trucks that work and tow are better suited for a torque-producing diesel engine, but back in the 60s and 70s, it was not an option available for GM trucks. In 1978, that changed with the additional option for buyers of putting an Oldsmobile engine under the hood. In 1982, that option was switched over to the 6.2-liter Detroit diesel engine that could push out up to 160 horsepower and a ground-pounding torque of 240 to 275 pound-feet. Something that is not seen all that often is the overlapping of generations, which is what happened to the C10 in 1988. The fourth generation led to the final name change in 2002 when the nameplate converted over to the Chevrolet 1500 pickup truck. It may have been the end of an era of Chevy C10s that made millions of people happy, but it is the beginning of the new generation of Chevy trucks, which has led up to the numerous trims and models that make up the entire line of GM trucks today. Do note that all of these facts were taken from topspeed.com, and all credit goes to them. Okay, nice. You made it to the end. Hopefully you like the end result. Let me know in the comments or on Rebrickable. Here's a video which YouTube thinks you will enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!